Today I'm going to finish binding. So yesterday I went through the steps of making the binding and then attaching the binding onto the quilts. So today I'm going to continue on with that, and I'm going to finish attaching the binding and then sew the last piece. So I've got 2 more steps to do. So I am going to get started and show you how I finish off binding. So today, I cheated a little bit, because I didn't want to have to split and be off camera like I was yesterday. I actually already attached my labels. So I'm changing my labels, so I'm actually going through the last bit of these. I think I've got like 30 of them left. So once I go through these, that's the last you'll see of these labels. They're a polyester iron-on label. The reason why I'm switching is because it's a little hard. So that one little corner is a little, it's not quite as soft as I like it to be. My new labels that are in the mail, which I will then switch to, same exact logo, and instead of it saying Quilts with Personality, it's now going to say Superpowered Quilts, my new tagline, and they're going to be 100% cotton. So I'm actually going to have to sew them on. So instead of ironing them on, I'm actually going to have to sew onto the edges. So a little bit more work, but I think they're going to be worth it. So that's step 1, obviously putting on my logo. Then, after the logo is added, oh, in fact, let me put chat up here so I can just keep an eye on it. After you put the logo on the quilt, you then flip the binding. So I attached the binding on yesterday, so now we're going to do the next step. Always, always, always get all dirt, hair, dust, everything off of the quilt before you do the step. So you want to do both sides, because this is going to be on top of this and it's going to be sewn in. So whatever you have on here and whatever you have on here is going to be trapped within the quilt. So you don't want that. I always start from the corner. You just pop the corner open, kind of put your finger in there and press it down, and then fold it over, like put a pin in it. I put my pins in facing towards me because this way it's easier whenever I'm sewing on the other side, and I'll show you that in the next step. So all you're doing is you're pulling. Now you're pulling it just so it's taut. So see how now that's nice and taut there? You're not, I used to pull, it's a certain technique to the pulling. Initially I was too hard with it, and I would pull it way too hard, and I would actually get a super small binding like that. That's not good. You want to get a nice, decent binding. So you just want to kind of pull it and then lay it flat and pin it. So that's how the binding is going to look. So it's a nice, even binding. Now, anytime you have any of these threads that are kind of popped up through here, all you have to do is just smooth them down. You don't have to cut them or trim them. Just hide them inside the binding. It's not important. Now, if you have any hair, dust, or dirt on this part of the binding, that's fine because that can wash right off. It's not going to get trapped inside the quilt. It's only whenever you are putting something and you're closing it in should you really worry about dust, dirt, and hair. And then when you get to the edge, pop the corner out on this way, and then it'll give you a better space to work with whenever you're folding this over. And I always pin close to the corner, but not on the corner, because you need to have room for this step. So, with the corners, you have one already laid down. What you want to do, sorry, I'm just smoothing all of the little threads. Oh, if you get threads that pop through, you can pull them, yank them, trim them. Doesn't make a difference. I always just pull mine. I'll sometimes trim them, because I'm going to trim that one because it's not pulling. What you want to do in this case is take your finger, push the corner out, and you want to lay it flat so you have a 45-degree angle towards the side that you are now folding, and then fold it straight up. So you should have now a 45-degree angle, and it should look like a mitered corner. It's not really, but it should look like a miter. And then put a pin in there. Now, I put my pin in opposite of the way that I pin everything else. Sorry, I'm getting messages. I did a giveaway at 5 o'clock for one of my patterns, and the lady that won is now messaging me because she's super excited. Oh, I didn't want to do that yet. So after you do the corner, same thing. You want to clear it, dust, dirt, debris on both sides. There we are. And then now you do the same exact thing that you did on the first side, all the way down. Oh, I forgot to show right here. So at the very bottom, right here, this is where I folded over my my binding and tucked it into it yesterday. So you always want to make sure that you pin that spot because it's a little more bulkier than the rest of the spots, so you need an extra pin in there. Now before I do that corner, I'm going to go ahead and clean all the dirt, dust, debris, hair. Hi Doug, how are you? Hi Tango Tower Power. Fantastic. I have not put the ones up from yesterday on the YouTube stream yet. I didn't get a chance today because I just did a giveaway at 5 o'clock. So I was worried about that. I completely forgot about the YouTube. I was also working on a grant proposal. So I will get the 2 from last night, because I actually split it into 2, because I figured out all of my issues. I should not have any lag anymore. I should not have any of those weird video issues I was having. Basically, with the new Windows update, the drivers on my cameras were updated, and my computer can no longer handle 2 cameras. So, single camera system. So last night, I split it into 2 different videos. So there'll be 2 videos on YouTube. Tonight, I'm going to try to keep it all into one and just switch the cameras out while you guys are watching. And yeah, Doug, there is a lot with OBS. It is a lot to learn. I think I've got it all figured out, though. I think I have it. Whenever I get back from this next trip, I am going to play with my husband's computer, because it's a full gaming rig computer, and it should be able to handle 2 cameras. If it doesn't, okay, then I know it's something with me and my settings and I'm not understanding it correctly. Oh, I met with the graphic artist that is doing all my stuff today. It is Art by Saint. If you look under who I follow, Arts by Saint is actually the one that's doing all of my stuff for my Twitch setup. So he's doing the new cover, he's doing the dashboard, he's doing all sorts of really cool stuff. I am so excited with what he is doing. I'm probably going to pay him to redo all my social media stuff. Because, yeah, it's just freaking awesome. So happy with it. Well, yeah, of course, Doug, because your computer probably can handle it all. I have a little laptop that wasn't meant for anything but processing for like Excel, Word. You know, I never gamed on it, never did anything on it. I think maybe it was like $800 a couple years ago. So no, it is totally my laptop. Fantastic, Tango. Thanks for stopping by. I'm looking to see what colors the chat is showing up in my stream. Because on my screen here, you guys are all in green, but it looks like it's popping up as oranges on my streams. That's pretty cool. I'm just checking the binding to make sure that it's even and it's straight. So as I'm pinning, I always want to double check the other side to make sure the binding's looking good. Yeah, I'm super excited by the art. And Saint is, oh, he's such a good artist. He basically took my existing logo, or the 2 logos that I've got, used them, but is adding like a whole bunch of really cool effects to them. Yeah, no, I don't know if you could. Yes, you could be a video guest, but not with the setup I have now. Unfortunately, my laptop probably would explode, Doug. Plus, you would have to do something crafty. I know you could do something crafty, though. I'm giving you a hard time. See, honestly, I would have just not even used stuff through OBS. You just open up a window from Skype, put in a browser source with the Skype window, and have that pop up in there. So it's pretty easy to do to video someone in, but yeah, there's no way my computer can handle it. Unfortunately, I don't think rebuilding a transmission goes well with quilting. It's not really crafty. Plus, with my new sewing team, I'm going to try to get sewers in. Although I'll make an exception for Mark whenever Mark wants to live stream with me. Because, you know, the custom jewelry stuff he does is pretty darn cool. That'd be cool. Use it for work projects. Oops. Yeah, I know. I'm so picky when it comes to craft stuff. Man, I'm such a pain sometimes. Aren't I? So this is my last... Oh, hey, Amber, how are you? So this is going to be my last stream for about a week and a half. Because Jordan has her end of the year ringette tournament this weekend. So I won't be able to stream Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because, although I'm going to Facebook Live, so watch my quilt page, my Facebook Quiltoni page about 5 o'clock on Friday, because I'm going to Facebook Live Mike in the T-Rex costume, and he doesn't know it yet. She's got a game, oh no, not 5. She's got a game at 3 o'clock and a game at 7 o'clock. What time do you guys want me to stream? 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time? Which one's better for you? Tomorrow, Friday. So the cape I made, Mike's going to be wearing it. With his little T-Rex costume jumping around in it. Oh, the accessories they got. They got they got pom-poms, and they got something else. No, they said they didn't have a lot. Dang it, I did do that, didn't I? I was talking and not paying attention, and I started pinning before I cleared all of the hair, dirt, dust, and debris. Okay, that's fine. And then you can, for that recording, it's going to be on my Facebook page. So I'll do that. I'll probably just do it at 3 o'clock. I'll do it the first one. And if you don't see me do it at 3, I'll do it at 7. But I'll do it at least one time tomorrow. So I'm doing that tomorrow. So she's got her games Saturday and Sunday as well. So I can't stream. And then I'm leaving Monday. I'm taking a trip for a couple of days. And then I'm coming back Friday. But then next weekend, Jord has got her robotics competition. That's here in London. So we are doing that. So I'm not planning a stream because I don't know what the schedule is. If it's anything like the one that she did in Toronto, we're going to be there the entire day on Saturday and Sunday. So if I can fit a stream in, I will, but I may not. So that means a week from Monday, I will be streaming again. And if I hear back, I still haven't heard back from the guy with the Final Fantasy quote about what fabric he wants. If I hear back from him, I'll work on that quilt. If I don't hear back from him, I'll work on Laura's quilt, the Zelda Hyrulean Shield. And I also, sometime in the next couple of weeks, need to make kits for my patterns for C2E2. So I may have a night where I'm just making kits. You know, I may do a live stream from the robotics competition too. Doing laundry? Oh, and I was talking to Art by Saint today when he was showing me the logo stuff. I think there's like 4 or 5 of us in the chat with logos he was working on. It's pretty cool watching him draw and watching him work. So he went to each of us and so pulled up the artwork of what he was doing. And it was pretty cool, and we're chatting about it and looking at each other's, and there's this one guy whose name is Butternuts. And now I already have a logo, so I didn't have him draw a logo for me. But this guy is having him do a logo for him. So Butternuts is he pulls up his logo. It's 2 acorns coated with butter. Like butter like dripping on top of them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so freaking funny. It was the best logo. Don't forget to pet the cat. She loves you. You don't want to help me bind, do you? Alright. If I get all this binding done, Jord, before 8 o'clock, I'll do your straps on Twitch. I mentioned it yesterday. I actually never got around to it yesterday. I ran out of time before I had to go to bed. She needs... Oh, Amber, I think, didn't you look at the competition stuff? The rope that goes down to catch the robots, I've got to make some more of those for her. So it's got to have some Velcro on it. It's got to be strong. So I've got to really sew it on there. I'm really looking forward to watching a competition in person. Oh, yes. That was the best. So, Amber, when Doug was helping me out at a convention in New Orleans last year, I never, when I do conventions, I never ever take time to see the city or to do something and actually enjoy traveling. I basically just go into the city, do the convention, and leave. Well, it's New Orleans, so we had to do something. So we stayed an extra day, and we went and we saw the French Quarter. We walked around. We did the Saints and Sinners tour, which is pretty darn cool. And then we did the Ghost tour. That was freaky. Where there's an old blacksmith style tavern that's there that has a fireplace that if you take a picture, sometimes a ghost face will pop up, and someone in our group had the face pop up in their picture, and it was just so freaky. And then they go by the house that is the house that American Horror Story was based on. Yeah. And I swear I saw something there. Yeah. That place gives me the creeps. It was. We had so much fun. And I'll never forget just walking the streets, and I'm looking like, where the hell did Doug go? And I'm looking around like, where's Doug? And I look, and he's just sitting there, leaning against a lamppost, just listening to this guy play the violin. And I'm like, yeah, that's New Orleans. Keep getting stickers on me somehow. I don't know where they came from. There it goes. Yeah, no, it's see, and I'm the kind of person where I'm fascinated by ghosts. I think they're cool, but I don't really believe in any of that stuff. Yeah, until I saw a freaking ghost at the American Horror Story house. That freaked me right. Like, I was freaked out for the rest of the night. Yeah, no, never going back to that convention again. You know, this year it was the same weekend as MagFest, and Tony from Period Panties was debating between those two, is debating between the New Orleans convention and MagFest, and I'm like, seriously, Tony, there is no debate. You do MagFest. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, most people don't believe in ghosts or paranormal things like that unless they experience it. And I was definitely one of those. See, my biggest problem too is I have waking dreams when I have anxiety. So if I'm anxious about something, I will, if I wake up in the middle of my dream, I really only kind of half wake up, and then I act out my dream. Most of the time, it's walking through the house, looking for something under the bed, random things like that. And so I used to think that I saw ghosts or things like that, when I was a kid, but it was just these waking dreams. So that's why I never really believed in any of that stuff. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just people's mind playing tricks on them. Yeah. Until you actually see something. And Doug was already freaked out about lots of things on that ghost tour. So I was not about to tell him that I saw a ghost. I think I told you, Doug, what, like 5 or 6 months later, I said something? Oh, I didn't tell you? Sorry, I thought I actually did. Because I knew you were already freaked out. I didn't want to freak you out more. So when we're at the American Horror Story House, I don't know if you realized that after we went there, I kind of went quiet and was really quiet the rest of the night. So as we're in front of this house, in front of the house, you know how she was saying that sometimes people will see ghosts at the top floor jumping, like whenever the servants were jumping from the fire. And so I was taking pictures. So I had my camera kind of like this in front of me, and I was taking pictures of the balcony, and so I could see what was going on, and I could see what was on my camera, and a bright white light went from the bottom left of my phone camera to the top right of my phone camera, just kind of like winked in, and then kind of moved out, and then winked out again. And there was nothing behind. There was nothing at the house. So like I'm sitting here. Oh damn it! Lag! No! Dang it! Drop frames. Okay, let's see if I can fix this. No, it's back to green again. All right, I'll keep that up and I'll keep an eye on it. It should be fixed now. All right, I'm back in green. Okay. You know why? It's because Jordan's here. She's probably streaming. She's probably watching stuff and it's affecting the stream. That's okay. Okay, so I'll start the story over because I had some lag. So I'm in front of the house, and I've got my phone like this, and I'm watching the house and watching my phone as I'm taking pictures, and this bright light appears in the phone, moves, winks back out again. But there's nothing in the actual house. Like I see it, like I'm watching the phone, and I'm like, there's nothing that's what the and it completely freaked me out. Yeah. No, it was And it's like the whole time we're standing there, the tour guide's talking to us about how locals do not walk on that side of the street, that they can feel that, hey, look, this house has got some really funky juju and this and this. And then we see someone walk over on that side of the street, walk into the house, and he leans over and goes, okay, that's obviously not a local because locals don't do that. We do not walk on that side of the street. No, and I went back through my phone and I kept looking through the phone. I'm like, holy crap! And it wasn't in the phone. Apparently, I didn't snap it fast enough. But I swear I totally saw. And that's the first time I've ever seen one like that. Really freaked me out. Oops, this label's coming up. So, I need to wait on doing that because the label's popping off. And this is another reason why I'm switching my labels out. If you ever buy a quilt from me with these old labels, if the label starts peeling, just iron it back on again. I haven't had anyone message me saying they've been doing it, though. I'll go back and do that when the iron is hot. Thanks, Doug! Thanks for letting me know! He's so helpful, isn't he? The only thing I didn't do that I kind of wish I did was get a reading from one of the psychics there. Just, yeah, it'd be cool just to kind of, get a reading in New Orleans from a psychic. So if I ever go back, I'll make sure I do that. Now I don't have to put a towel under this because this is enough cushion. You know what? I need to put a label on there. This one's not good. Apparently, when I ironed it on before, I put too much heat, which is possible. Oops. Now I just gotta wait for it to cool. I'll keep working down here. Thanks for hosting me, Amber. There we go. That's good. No, you never ever want to put a 2-part epoxy on a quilt. Your heart is in the right place. That's not a good idea. That's why my new labels are going to be 100% cotton, and I'm going to have to sew those babies on. So I was watching my channel today. It was Auto hosting a cosplayer that's on my team. It was pretty cool watching her make a costume. She was breaking down exactly how she did stuff and what she did, and oh, did you go on my stream and you saw someone else? That is, it should have said that I was hosting somebody else, and it should have said hosting and then their name. I am part of a team now. So, if you watch my stream on a computer, underneath of the stream where it says what I'm doing creative, in the category of sewing, it now says "so be it" next to it. That's my team. So whenever I'm streaming, and they're offline, they could be hosting me. So my team members all, if they have the team member hosting on, my team members are hosting me right now, unless of course there's another team member that's also streaming and they are above them in the list. I'm kind of on the bottom rung. I'm the very, very bottom. So I would only get hosted if no one else is streaming. But I get to host everyone else. So if you know I'm not streaming, but you kind of still want to maybe watch someone sew, maybe a cosplayer or another quilter like Iron Bands Graham, she's in the team. You can pop over to my channel and maybe watch one of them. Pretty cool. It's a nice concept. And I gotta pull my hair up. I was gonna try to leave it down because I'm not doing any actual sewing, but it's getting in my way. I like the way the design on the back turned out. It's going around the flames and the people's faces. I cannot wait to tell you guys what I am doing next week, but I can't tell you until I get home. I'll have lots of pictures though. Oh yeah, that'd be really cool to do, Doug. Oh my gosh, it is that hot down there? See, I know Texas is hot, but that's ridiculous. I'm kind of happy that Quilt Market in Houston is not until the end of October. It's not until end of October. So it's a nice change because it's nice and warm. Yeah, no, and Doug, I've always said the best way to truly learn something, like truly understand it, is to teach it to others. Like, I've always been good at math, but I've never really understood a lot of the concepts behind algebra, geometry, and trigonometry, and calculus, and things like that. I knew how to do it, but I didn't understand why until I became a math teacher. Once I became a math teacher and I had to teach a group of kids, really understood all the reasons why and the methods and everything. That's the kind of weather and rain that you want to go out and just stand in the rain in your bathing suit. Let's see, did she pick Pac-Man? Fantastic. I was, the lady that won the pattern today was messaging me. I said, hey, you won! What pattern do you want? And so, she was having a hard time picking. So she just messaged me and told me she wants the Pac-Man pattern. So, after I finish my stream, I will send her over her pattern. checking all the labels just to make sure they're all good now. Oh, 40 degrees. Okay. Oh, I thought that was Okay. For some reason, I thought it was Amber saying that. It's Doug. 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, that was a lot warmer than it was today. It was Fahrenheit today. It started out at 28 degrees, and we had a high of, I think, 38. It was at least sunny. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to get up to, I think, 50 degrees. See, the Illinois weather's weird. I love this color. I am so happy that Iron Bandsgram convinced me to do this in orange. Yeah, the other day, when I was doing my quilting, Doug, I had people pick colors. Look at how well this turned out against the Harry Potter with the orange. Isn't that awesome? This is my new favorite color combination now. Oh, 70 degrees. Oh. Yeah, see, tomorrow's supposed to get 50 here. Yeah, I've played it safe with a lot of color combinations that I've done with threads and things. I really need to start experimenting. I've got these really awesome threads that are gradiated threads, so they change colors. They're really, really cool. And I haven't used them yet because I've been like, well, I don't know what to use them for, and just kind of sitting there collecting dust kind of stuff, and I really got to use them. Just making sure I wasn't bleeding. The really stinky part about doing the binding at this stage is you constantly poke yourself and draw blood. So I have to make sure that I'm not actually bleeding, because I don't want to bleed on the quilts. That's okay. I did a super scary thing today. I can't tell you about it. It's the whole vague book, right? I did a super scary thing and wrote a paper and submitted something today that I'm crossing my fingers that I get, and if I do get it, it'll be a very, very, very super scary thing. But, no, I'm taking more chances now. I learned that after last October. Don't put up with crap, and you know what that's in reference to, and take chances. Because you never know what's going to happen, and life is short. Oh, that would be cool. I don't know if I have iridescent thread, though. I'll have to look it up. Poke me tomorrow on Facebook and remind me to look at the thread site and see if they have iridescent threads. See, I don't know if I wouldn't make a Doctor Strange quilt, unfortunately, unless someone commissioned me for it. The Iron Man that I made a year ago, no one's bought that yet. So yeah. I've got to, for just regular quilts, if I'm not, oh, the gradiated, so it changes color. So let me see if I can find it. It is here. Let me take off the plastic so you can see it in the camera. So yeah, so it's like a rainbow of different colors. Like this, like I've got one with all different reds, one with grays, one with blues. This one's got like a little green, yellow, purple, and blue in it. And it all alternates colors. So as you go from one color to another color, it changes. It's pretty cool. Yeah, no, so that's the thing, is that people love the stuff, but no one spends the money to pay for it. And the Iron Man that I made, his reactor and his hand glow in the dark. I used glow in the dark fabric. And it's been over a year and I still have them. So now I only design and make new quilts if I know it absolutely will sell, or if it's for a pattern. The next pattern that I'm coming out with is Wonder Woman. Oh, I'm sorry. No. The next pattern I'm coming out with is my Amazon Princess. Or no, my Amazon Warrior. That's what we're calling her, Amazon Warrior. See, and we can't talk about New York yet because I haven't been approved and we don't know anything yet. We won't know anything until the end of June. But yes, no, if we do New York, if he doesn't sell by then, you can buy him. It's just a lap size quilt. Surprisingly, quilts really don't sell at New York. It's my dice bags fly at New York. Everyone buys dice bags and a bunch of pillows. I think this year I sold 1 or 2 quilts at New York. It didn't sell many. I know at MagFest this year was so weird. So last year at MagFest, it was the second convention after the theft. I think I only had. You're funny. Oh, look at that. I know, Marley. Look at what I did. I scratched myself all the way up with the pen and didn't even realize it. See, that's what I mean by hurting myself with these things. What was I saying? Oh, patterns. MagFest. So, MagFest, I've always sold a ton of quilts. Well, last year at MagFest, it was the second one after the theft, so I think I only had like 4 or 5 quilts, and I sold like 3 of them. This year, I was fully stocked, and I sold 2 quilts, I think? It was so weird. Like, I have no clue why. But I still made a lot of money because I sold a lot of pillows and dice bags and sold a bunch of patterns and kits. Nah, it's fine. I don't need Bactine. It's not bleeding. It's good. It's bleeding a little bit. It's not bleeding enough. Trust me. I will do something at the end of the night because that's not going to be the first thing I get. I will have them up and down my arms by the time I am done. Quilting is a very painful hobby. Kind of like stained glass making. I have a friend of mine that is into stained glass making. Yeah, he's always burning himself. Marley, are you upset the Kit Kat's not playing with you? Are you? See, and that's why we drink a lot of wine. Oh, Amber, you know I totally last night poured some wine and ate some Do-si-dos. I never got to the ice cream though, but I ate a whole bunch of Do-si-dos with my red wine. Yeah, no, that would be nice, just to have a big bath of Bactine, just to wash away all the ick and yuck. And it's funny, I had a couple of cookies left whenever my husband got back home. I think I had like 3 or 4 left in the package. And I offered him one. He goes, no, I'm fine. I really don't need cookies this late at night. Well, okay, that's fine, whatever. So then I got up to let the dogs out to go to the bathroom. And then we, went to bed. So this morning when I got my cup of coffee and sat down in front of the TV on the couch, I looked at all of the cookies. I'm like, oh crap, I didn't wrap them up to make sure they didn't go stale sitting out overnight. Yeah, there was none left. He apparently ate all the cookies whenever I went and let the dogs out. Yeah, wine and cookies are the best. Oh, Doug, how's your mead coming? Aren't you, like, making some mead right now? Nice. When's it going to be ready? Okay. So, if you happen to be going the Chicago way, you can always bring some to Laura, and she could bring it to me in August at Gen Con. Hint, hint. But you know I'd try some mead. Oh, okay, probably fall. Okay, well, if it is ready before August, I may try to convince Laura to grab some from you. Although you're like, what, like 3 hours away from her? How many more do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4 more after this, including the big one. Oh, well, no, you can't. You can't bring it to New York because you're going to be on a plane. If we do New York, I'm flying you out, remember? I wouldn't trust that in checked baggage. I mean, unless you really want to drive. If you really want to drive, I wouldn't complain because it'd save me money. Okay. Well, you could do that. Yeah, ship it to my parents' house in Maryland. And then we can crack the bottle in New York. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Okay, that would be very nice. If we do New York, we can drink some mead. And just to warn you, there is 0 time for any sightseeing in New York. It is ridiculous. Yeah, and it's not like we can even go up a day early or stay a day late, because we're there almost a week anyways. Spicy's okay. I mean, I don't know, it depends. It is, I've never had a mead that was spicy. I've had beer that was spicy. If it's spicy to where it's like, oh my god, that's spicy, I don't like it. If it is like a hint of spice, I like that. Oh, okay. So if we try it, if it's spicy, I probably won't like it. Although, if you do New York, if you come down a few days earlier, I could take you to the Renfest in Maryland. They have some amazing mead. You found some Girl Scout cookies, Amber. That's awesome. That is fantastic. Just to see how how spicy it's getting. Oh, Soleil. We closed the blind so she can't see the dogs going by. So she actually pushes aside the blinds and gets up in there so she can still see outside. I've never had cherry mead. See, I don't like fruit beers, but mead is different. I don't know how a fruit mead would taste. Because mead is more winey. Nice. Okay, so 8 p.m. New Orleans is the same time zone as you, right? So that would be 9 p.m. my time. Oh, yeah, tell me about it tomorrow. Tell me tomorrow what you thought. Yeah, no, I'd be interested to try a cherry mead. I'd see if I like it. Excuse my yawn. I don't think I slept very well last night. I did not feel good when I woke up this morning. I don't know what it was. But like most days, as I moved on, I felt better throughout the day. Alright, I'll see you later, Doug. Tell Lori I said hi. Man, oh, yawning all of a sudden. Alright, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 after this one. Thank you very much for the host craftiness is key. I like that host type. All of my stream tonight's a little boring. It's just putting binding on. Pinning binding and sewing binding. The sewing binding won't take that much time. So, I may actually be able to get to the Velcro for Jord's robotics competition stuff. Yeah, this takes the most amount of time for the steps I do tonight. pinning takes a while because it's got to get pinned just the right way. But sewing it on doesn't take that much time. Alright, check the label. Yep, that looks good. Yep. Oh, I text the kid. Her laundry's done. When I run out of pins here, don't worry. I've got like 5 other things full of pins. I have so many pins just for this reason. Thank you for hosting again, Pink Pariah. How much do you want to bet that most of my other teammates are done streaming? And so these are some of my teammates that are picking me up. No, never ever run out of pins. It's like, this is my tub of pins for pinning quilts. That's a lot of pins. I don't think I ever run out of pins now when it's pinning day. I really wish they'd make this fabric again. I keep sending messages to them saying, oh, are you going to reprint this? Pretending like I've never sent them a message. Oh, there's another one's coming off. Yep, the glue's coming off. Alright, so let's replace this one. It is, no, it's actually the same thing. Where is it? It's here. It's this one right here. So it is, it's Michael Miller. It is Fairy Frost fabric. Let's see if I can get this to work. I don't know if it's going to show up in the camera. Alright, ready? Let's see if we can get this to work. No, you can't see it. Anyways, so it's got a, it's the dyeing process. So whenever they dye this fabric, they actually dye the one side with glow in the dark. So it's actually just a regular fabric. You've seen the glow in the dark fabric, Jordan. Yeah, no, Amber was asking about it.
What do you want me to put on my stuff?
Wherever. It's up to you. Just let me know where it is.
I'll put it on the box with
Alright, just tell me where it is. Yeah, the Fairy Frost fabrics are pretty cool. And the glow-in-the-dark one's no excuse. There was no difference, sorry. But yeah, no, it's just 100% cotton, so you treat it like regular fabric. Which is a little bit more expensive than regular fabric because of the process they use to dye it. The first time I bought it and used it was for a Ghostbusters quilt. So, this guy asked if I could do a Ghostbusters quilt, and this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So I hadn't perfected a lot of my techniques yet, and I'm trying to think to myself, how could I do this? Alright, where's my other set of pins? Up there. How could I make this? I'm not quite sure, and so I put a lot of thought into it, and I'm like, you know what, I could totally applicate that. So, I'm designing it, I'm doing it, and I'm trying to pick which whites I'm going to use, and I go online and I see this brand new fabric that's glow in the dark. I'm like, oh, that's amazing, I have to have it. So I messaged him, I said, hey, look, I found this glow in the dark fabric. Do you want me to use it for your quilt? I won't charge you extra because it's my suggestion. He says, yeah, definitely. So I got it, because I had never used it before. So when I'm trying something new out I've never done, I tend not to charge extra for it because I can't do it. It's a learning process kind of thing. So I get it, I use it, I give him the quilt, and I saw him at a convention where he commissioned it from me. So the next year, he shows up at the convention, and he says, so I'd like to buy another Ghostbusters quilt from you. I'm like, what's wrong? Did something happen to the first one? He goes, no. I like to sleep with it, and the glow in the dark kind of keeps me up for a couple hours. So I'd like to commission another one that doesn't glow in the dark, so I can sleep with it. And then this one I'll just kind of like put out in the family room, and and show people, hey, look, this is kind of cool. And I'm like, oh, okay. Thank goodness there's nothing wrong with the quilt. Yes, the glow in the dark was keeping them up. No, I've got it over there. I was thinking, I've got a Michael Miller Fairy Frost fabric book that shows all the different fabrics in the line, including the glow in the dark. And it's funny because if you go through it, they're all very frilly. It's a lot of glittery type fabrics. And you look through the whole thing, and then you get to the fabric at the end with the glow in the dark. Now, they only make the one. They make the white and glow in the dark. They don't make any other colors glow in the dark, although... Oh, where are they? Here we go. Oh, Superior makes glow in the dark thread. They make white and neon glow in the dark thread. So next time I make a Ghostbusters quilt, or if I use that glow-in-the-dark thread for anything, or glow-in-the-dark fabric, I'll use the glow-in-the-dark thread with it. Or I may just use glow-in-the-dark thread to accent something, to make it glow in the dark. I think it's something with the dyeing process with the fabric, of why they can only do the one color. Yeah, that would be cool. When I go to Spring Market, if the Michael Miller fabrics are there, I'll ask them if there's any way that about why it's only in white. Is that a design reason, or can they not do them in any other colors? And see what they say. That's a dog walking by. Two more small ones, and then the big one. And then I can start sewing them on. And then after I sew them all, the next step is to put them all into my inventory, because I don't like to put things into the inventory until they're actually finished. because what if I don't get something finished for one reason or another? I get it made, I get it quilted, but I don't get it bound. So that way I don't think I have something at a convention, and I don't, and I actually don't. So once I get them into my inventory, I can figure out if it's something new, like this one is a brand new one I haven't had before at a convention. So if I haven't had it before, I have to add it, I have to take a picture of it, so I set those aside. And then when I go to the Family Center next, which I think I'm going in 2 weeks, I take pictures while I'm there. And that's when you start seeing things pop up for new quilts on my Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, at C2E2, I've got, I'll have Wonder Woman. I'll have Black Mage. Those are 2 brand new quilts that I haven't had before. And then I'll have 4 new panel quilts. So I've got the Harry Potter's brand new, the Star Trek's brand new, the Woman Power is brand new, and then this one, the DC characters, is brand new. And then Nicole and I are also going to be doing mystery boxes at C2E2. So we've gone through all of our inventory and things that haven't really been moving or selling for the past year. We're going to be cutting the price in half and putting them in mystery boxes. Yeah, mystery boxes are always fun. I normally don't like doing them, but with discontinued stuff that we're not going to carry anymore, why not? I have no problem with people doing discontinued stuff in a mystery box. Oh, I changed my moderation level today. So for some reason, if you type something, if it doesn't go through, and if I don't see it to approve it, let me know. I think everything that you type should be fine, but I put it on the most severe, strictest possible. That way there's no chance of anything getting through that's not supposed to in a nice family-friendly channel. My fingers are starting to bother me from pushing the pins. Almost done though. See, I told you, whenever there's quilts in front of me, that's all I do is sit and pick out those threads. I go through a lot of these sheets on binding days. Sounds good. last lap quilt. Oh, come on. This is my big old tub of pins. Oh no, that's fine. I don't mind when you have to step away. It's perfectly fine. Apparently I haven't used this one for a while because there's a bunch of bent pins in here. I'm just trucking along. Forget to do this. Or if I did it, I didn't do a good enough job. There we go. See, I'm just having issues with these labels. tucked in there. There we go. Yeah. Don't you love the people that send you a message and you immediately, like they ask you a question or something, or they say, hey, you want to do something or whatever? You immediately reply, and then they don't get back to you for like a day or two. It's like, dude, I know you were on the computer or your phone because you sent me a message, and I immediately got back to you. Alright, after this one's done, then the GameCube, and then sewing. Oh, bent that needle. Yeah, there is my two biggest pet peeves that I have. I am a rules Nazi. So, when conventions say you only have this amount of time to load in, like the New York Comic Con conventions, you are not allowed to use any carts that have 4 wheels. You're only allowed to use 2-wheeled carts. If you want to use a 4-wheel, you have to go through the loading dock and have the union guys do it and pay them. So, I don't. I choose a 2-wheel. Because, you know, I'm a rules Nazi. The rule is in place, and it's in place for a reason, so I do it. That's my first pet peeve. The second pet peeve are people that are always late. No. Just be on time. Be early. That's okay. Somehow got cat hair on my quilt that's hanging on the wall. How much you would bet the cat jumped up here when I wasn't looking and rubbed herself against that? Yeah, no, I agree. Like, if I think I'm gonna be late, like, I get very, very, very panicky. And my husband always has to be super early. Like, I am talking, he is, like, so early. He went to go to a, one of George Ringette games a couple of years ago, and as he was pulling up, they called him and they say, are you coming? You're not here yet. He goes, yeah, the game's at 12 o'clock. And they go, no, the game's in 20 minutes. It's at 11 o'clock. Because they were so worried because he wasn't the first one there. Because if the game was at 11 o'clock, normally he'd be there at 9:45. And here it is, 10:40, and he's not there. Yeah, so he was still early enough so that she could change and be ready for the game and have enough time. Oh my god, I was so mad at the cat earlier today. So I had everything set up for my raffle, everything set up for the stream, because George had rugby practice until 4:45, so I had to go pick her up. So, had everything all set up. Snuck out of the house, ran to grab her, came back home, got home, walked in the door at 4:58 to do my drawing at 5 o'clock, and the cat is laying on the computer, shut all the windows down, and flipped the screen. Like, how? My husband tells me that she loves me, and that's why she does these things to me. I have an old picture back in my archives someplace where before I did my redesign, I used to catch her laying on top of my sewing machine, like wedging herself in on top of the thread. And that is super annoying because I had to go through and clean out the machine every time she did it to make sure there was no hair on any of the thread or interiors that could get into thread. But of course, I had to take a picture of it because, yeah. Alright. There is that. Now for GameCube. Oh. Yeah. That's what it is. She loves my work. I'm doing this one last because I'm sewing it first. So when you are doing binding on a bigger quilt, it's important to lay it all out and prepare it. That way it's easier when you're moving it. So I'm going to work this area first. Let's check the label. Label looks good. Alright, I'm going to have a drink before I get started. Got my green tea today. Okay. So, same thing. Now you notice for the backing for this, I didn't use a black Kona like I normally do for the backings of the other ones. I chose to do a different one for this one, although I did do black Kona for the binding. I chose to do a different one for this one because I have this really cool black marbled fabric that has a wide back. So it's actually wider. I believe it is 65 inches wide. And then that way I don't have to sew pieces together. I can just have a single piece of fabric for the backing. And this fabric actually resists dirt and dust and hair better than the Kona. It's a little bit more expensive, but for commissions, for bigger quilts, I tend to use this. Yeah, no, British tea is good. I've got, my grocery store here carries a bunch of it. That is the nice thing about being in Canada, is you can get a bunch of British things. Yep. It's funny because as an American, I got so used to fantastic postal service being in the States, like instant gratification stuff, right? Like you buy something and it'd be there the next day almost. In Canada, it's like the rest of the world where postage is so expensive and it takes forever. Like, Amazon just introduced the Prime, the 2-day Prime shipping up here, like, I think 8 or 9 months ago. And that was because they finally got enough infrastructure into Canada where they could do it. And it's still only like half of the things have Prime. It's not even like 80% like it is in the States. Now with this, I have to do it in stages. So, here's the first section. Because if I were to clean all the hair, dust, and dirt off of the entire row, it's going to get dirty again before I actually flip it over. Yeah, it was funny. The first time I went to see the doctor up here, I when I finished my appointment, my initial appointment with him, I said, okay, and how much do I owe for deductible? And they looked at me and they said, deductible? Yeah, don't you have deductibles to see your doctor? And no, you don't pay anything. Like, oh, my health care takes care of all that? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Weird. Yeah, anytime I see any doctors, nothing. Oh, yeah, it's so with my health. So my health care is covered by Ontario, but it doesn't cover a prescription plan or like specialty things. So like if I want to go to like a specialty hospice or something like that, it doesn't cover that. But because of that, the benefits you get at work, so like my husband's benefits pay for not only our drug plan, but I get my chiropractor's covered, massages are covered, like all sorts of cool things are covered. And I still carry full health care in the States because I travel there so often. I spend probably about 30% of my time in the States. So then, if something were to happen to me, definitely have to have health care. So I pay for that. Alright, one side done. Marley. What you doing? What you doing, baby boy? Aren't you coming to see me? Oh, you're such a good boy, aren't you? You are. No, you're not going to get something just because you came and said hi. Although it's very cute. I know, I love you too. There was another dog that popped up for one of the rescues I followed today, and I'm like, oh, I so can't do a fourth dog. But he is so cute. And he was a Chorky. So half Chihuahua, half Yorkie. He apparently was born a boy, but got a disease or got something where he doesn't have any boy parts anymore. So he pees like a girl. And apparently he's super playful. I messaged my husband, I'm like, yeah, I know, I keep telling you, no more animals. He's so cute. Let me trim this. And he says, no, we're not getting another one. I'm like, I know. He's so darn cute. I'm surprised I have 3, actually. 3 is almost too much. My husband keeps telling me they're little. So they take up less room, so they don't count when they're that little. Trying to fold it down so you can continue to see what I'm doing. Surprised I haven't gotten any more scratches yet. Sure I will, though. Yeah, there's something about rescuing animals. Like every time you see another animal that needs to be rescued, you're like, oh, I want it. Especially the little ones. See, but there was something about both Alfred and Marley. Whenever I saw them, it's like, that's my dog. Like, I know that that's my dog. And of course, we put applications for them and got them both. And as much as that dog today was super cute and I loved him, I didn't get the feeling of that's my dog. But I can't have a 4th dog anyways. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to handle 3 dogs during softball season this year. Two sides done. I like it when people commission small quilts. It's the making it is not a big deal. It's the finishing it off that's always a problem. I think it's the first bigger quilt that I've made with this setup too. see, the hollow, I don't know if I could put that onto a quilt because that is not the right material. It would not feel really good against the body. And I could not quilt on it. So I couldn't actually combine it together. But I could research to see if they make like a holographic cotton. I don't know if they do, but I can check and see if they do. Could definitely do a Sailor Mercury though. That part of it I could do. It was funny that evening. My husband says, the fabric for this thing cost $50. I said, yeah, why? Did you look at the bill? He goes, no, I was watching the stream. Like, yeah, it's expensive. Now, the blue, you could maybe get away with it. I don't know. Like, I may be able to get away with, like, appliquing a small part of it. Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. So I could probably get away with, like, hollow accents on the front. Like, maybe in her armor. That would be cool. Next time I do a quilt with armor, I should totally use hollow fabric. Oh, they got pom-poms and a bow tie. And I asked my husband, I said, so I guess you want me to make like a little tie thing for the bow tie? He says, oh no, we'll just tape it on. I'm like, okay, you realize this costume, tape's not going to stick to it. He goes, yeah, we'll just use tape. All right, if you believe this, you're in your own little world, you can believe this. If you want me to make something, that's fine with me. It's one less thing I have to do. But yeah, little pom-poms and a bow tie. That's all I could find. I think I'm going to change my needle. I'm going to try a jeans needle for this one. Just because it's the binding, you're going through so many layers of so many things. I think the jeans needle is going to be the best. And then that way when I sew the Velcro onto those straps, I can use that same needle. Alright. Everything is pinned. So, let's move these around. And then I'm going to switch the cameras. Deactivate that one. And let's see if this works. Activate that one. And there we go. That's what happens when I'm not playing ahead. You told your dog to stop staring so they came closer. That's awesome. Okay, so this is normally where I knock everything off. So that's going to go back there. These are going to go over here. Okay, so this is how we sew them on. Where is the top? Right here. I normally start from the top right corner. That's just out of habit. That way I know whenever I've reached the end. I have changed my foot, although I did say I was going to change my needle. So this is the top stitch. So put the top stitch away because it's still good. And I want Jean's denim needle. Still using my new chrome from Schmetz, which are fantastic. I love my new chrome needles. Okay, let's put this in here. Oh, don't tell me you don't like this needle. No, don't like the needle. Alright, so I'm going to have to hand thread it. That's fine. Some needles it doesn't like. Oh, and it looks like my bobbin thread is almost gone, so I'm going to switch out my bobbin thread. Make sure everything is good to go. Now, the biggest thing you've got to watch for while you're doing this is these needles, or these pins, because they're sticking out, and they're going to scrape me, and I'm going to get more of that when I'm doing this. So, just like with quilting, 90-degree angle, arms like this, and all I'm doing is a stitch in the ditch. So, I am putting my presser foot down in the area between the binding and the quilt. I'm using a black thread, so in case I slip over into the binding, it's not going to show up if I go off a little bit, which I do sometimes. And I'm just going to sew it straight. Yes, the pins are very dangerous. Now, on the back, you may be able to see the stitch. So it's really on there, on both sides. So if you look like the bottom of your shirt, you can see this one's got a double though. It gets folded over and stitched on. Hello, Soleil. Now, when I reach the corner, I lay this flat down so you can see what I'm doing. When I reach the corner, I have worn out the feed dogs on this machine because I have had it for a while and I absolutely love the machine and I've worn the feed dogs out. And I just haven't replaced them yet. No need. I've got my piecing machines. So when I reach the corner, what I do is I lift up my presser foot. I now pull out that pin. So that pin in the corner that I was putting in a different direction, I now pull it out. Let me put one of these back over here. And then I take my lovely safety pin and I hook it in there. Because if I don't do this, it's just going to sit and constantly work at the corner and it's going to wear away that fabric. And I don't want that because my feed dogs are not good. And then I pull the pin a little bit as I move forward and it gently guides it. And then now I'm through. And I keep working the next one. Yep. See, it knocked stuff over. I knocked over the pins. I knock things over just because the machine is bouncing the table and the quilt is so big and I'm moving a lot faster than I was when I was quilting it. So it tends to hit things that I don't realize are there. Oops. Must have touched the floor. I have a little hair on it. There we go. Ah. Alright, same thing. I hook the pin in, turn it. Come on. And the next turn is where I started. So I'm going to take a look at this thread. Nope, nothing to trim. And last corner, I'm going to sew a little bit farther than where I started to make sure it's really locked in there. And then I want to back up a couple places, then cut it. And trim the threads. And GameCube quilt is done. So now, before I can show it to you, let me take all these dangerous pins out. Oh. And you just pull them from the other side. And got myself again. I may just go take a Bactine bath when I'm all done. So this one was the one that was super important that I absolutely get done because it is a commission. So I'm going to make sure that I take a picture next time I go over to the Family Center. Oh, I guess the dryer went off. I didn't hear it because I was sewing. Next time you come down, why don't you bring the straps and the Velcro? I'll be ready for it then. What was that? Oh, okay. Well then, why don't you bring the strap and Velcro down in about 20 minutes. Okay, when are you going? No, bring them down before you leave. Or bring them down now, not do them now in the middle of what I'm doing. Because you've got to take it with you. Alright, so, GameCube quilt. Kids, right? Oops. Oh, just see? Look at that. I'm knocking over all my bobbins. Quilt is done. It is all finished. It is huge. It's all done. You can't really see it because it's so big. It's done. Whew. Then, when I take it to the Family Center and get pictures, I will put the pictures up on my Facebook so you can see the whole thing. You can actually see how it looks. Alright, let's do Star Trek quickly. Yeah, it is super soft and comfy. Yeah, just like with quilting and with doing the binding, these lap quilts will go so much faster. Oh, did I knock the pin over? can't find my safety pin. I think I knocked it somewhere. Yeah, let me grab another one. George, you bringing the box down? Okay. Oops. There we go. Ready? Thank you. You said 3 feet on both sides of both straps, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Alright, let's turn this. I'm almost done with this quilt. I'm gonna go over the stream tonight. I'm just gonna keep your dad's not home yet, so I'm just gonna keep on going. So, let me take these pins out, show off this quilt, and then we'll do that really quickly. So these are, I think I mentioned it before in the stream, these are the straps. If you saw the robotics competition, whenever I shared the link, whenever she was at that competition, whenever the robots would take off, that's what these straps are for, right? To help them take off. Okay. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll give this to you. You can do this. I just need all of these pins taken out, and I'll start working on this. Alright, so you want them on the sides without the knots.
Yeah, the bottom.
Okay.
I know exactly what they're trying to do, so.
And 3 feet is exactly 1 yard. So, oh, you know what? I'll do it this way. Let's cut this. Non-fabric scissors. Let's cut the Velcro 3 feet. That's 1. And I need 4 of these. Amber says hi.
Hello.
There's 2. Oh, you were absolutely right, George. There is enough. I was worried there wasn't going to be enough.
Well, they said there was 15 feet.
3.
I was thinking the same thing.
4. And there is, that is not 15 feet.
What?
Oh, it is. Yeah, look, that's exactly 15 feet. Look, that's a foot right there. Nice.
Ow.
All right. Here are Velcros. Use this over.
Do you want me to fold this?
Yeah, just hold it. Oh, no, come here. I gotta show it on the camera. Finished quilt. This is the Star Trek with the blue thread. So this is the one that I did before I was doing my quilting the other day. Now it can get folded.
I can do it.
That's got it. I do it fast. Okay, so you want to do this part? You want to do this and I'll sew into the quilt?
Maybe.
Okay, so let me show you how it's done. So we're taking this strap. All we're doing is you are taking the backing off and you are placing it on here. And you just got to make sure it's straight all the way down. Okay? Yeah, and do it both sides. Yeah, and I know you do it right. And then do it both sides, and then do the other strap and do the same thing. In the meantime, I'm going to sew another quilt. Oops. There we go. My table got messed up. There it is. Couldn't find my pin. There we go. Trim that thread. Uh-oh. My bobbin thread's almost out. Let's see if I can make it to the very end. Because this is the last little bit. Oh no! Oh, I ran out with just a little bit to go. Alright. I changed my bobbin thread. Man, so close.
Struggle.
The struggle is real. Yeah, that's all I really had in that quilt. Alright. Are you done with one of the straps?
Yeah. This is
Both sides?
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, I will set that aside. Alright, so give me the first one.
What? Just the other strap?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I kind of both. I put the rest of it in there.
It just looks shorter than me.
Now, because I'm sewing 2 sides of Velcro, knew that was going to happen. I'm sewing 2 sides of Velcro. I'm changing this. I don't think I can use that thread. Where is my black Zuderman? Actually, do I have... I need to get in there, hon. I'm going to use
Super
polyester. No, I'm going to use pure polyester thread. I think that'll hold better. So, because I am, sorry, I'm thinking and talking at the same time. I'm going through 2 levels of Velcro and the, rayon? What is this? What kind of material is that for the strap?
I know.
Yeah, whatever. Marley, she doesn't want to play. Whatever material that is, it's going through a lot. So I have to go slow. And let me use a thread that's harder to break. Okay. Marley.
Sounds.
Nope, that's not gonna work.
So the problem is you can't get through it.
No. I do not have a very expensive machine. And so what's happening is it's not getting through all the layers. But, look, I can't pull this off. You may not need me to sew it on. See? Because that's the problem, is all that glue. It's not getting through it.
Marley.
Great. It's getting caught in there. There we go, I got it.
What?
No, it's the...
I can always talk to you.
Marley, stop. It's the material of the strap, Jordan, and the Velcro. I don't have a strong... I have an expensive machine, but I don't think it's expensive enough. I don't think it's strong enough. So that's as far as I got before I started having problems. Alright, let's try this again.
Marley.
Is it? Nope, it's not even in there. Yeah, it broke. It didn't even... I can't do it.
Right.
My machine can't handle it. Yeah, you can tell them I tried, and it won't go through. It won't go through 2 layers and this. I just can't get it done. And with all the thickness because of the glue.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I could do it for the sewable.
Alright.
So I think that's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, because it seems very...
The glue seems really on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I would try that.
Alright.
Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, and see, let me show you, look. Let me just give you this needle. Just with that little bit I did.
Oh, it's sticky.
Yeah, see the problem? So, I need to get another needle now. So take that needle to him, too, and show him that there's no way I can do it. And I do not know, because of the thickness, if I can do it with the
So you
non-glue.
can go for this. It's the 2 layers mixed with this.
It's the 2 layers with that and the glue. So I may be able to do it without the glue, but I don't know. I think I broke my container. It's not opening. There it goes. Alright. Yeah, but take him the needle as well and tell him it's not, and show him the problems. It's just not going to work.
I'll message him.
Okay.
Because I have to hand it off to someone.
And is your mom picking you up, or is your dad taking you over there?
He's not home yet. I think he's coming home soon.
Okay. So is he planning on taking you over there then, or is your mom picking you up?
I think my mom.
Alright, come let me know before you leave, okay?
Yeah, I have to do a handout, right? So meetings after school, and I can't go to that. And then I can't also go to my tech class and give it to my teacher. So I have to do
Yeah, that's fine.
I have someone who's in his class.
That's fine. Alright, let me know before you go.
Okay.
Like, give me at least 10 minutes before you go. Okay?
Well, if I text her, then she'll be here in like 5.
Okay. Alright, well in that case, I'm stopping the stream for the evening. So give me 2 minutes. So I'm going to take the pins out of this one, and I will show it to you guys. And then I will start the first stream back, or if I do a special stream next weekend, I will start it out with finishing the rest of these. So you can see what they look like after they're finished. As you see, it doesn't take very long to finish off the quilts. And those straps are worth a try. It never hurts to try something. There we go. Okay. Superheroes are done. Yay. So those are finished. So I've got GameCube, I've got Star Trek, and I've got superheroes are done. Fantastic. So that is the stream for the night. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Like I said, I am gone for a week and a half. So I will be back maybe next Sunday. It depends. I will, as soon as I know my stream schedule, I'll stick it up down below. I'll put a thing up like I normally do in my little chat box so you can see my stream schedule, and I'll put it up and I'll sticky it to my Facebook so you can just check my Facebook link and look there. So thanks again for joining me. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in a little over a week. I'll move my mouse. Oh. Where is... Well, I may not be able to stop streaming. Oh, I see what I did. I quilt knocked out my mouse. There it goes. Alright. Thanks again.